The elder sister steps forward, holding a gift wrapped in rich cloth. The family gathers closer, clapping, cheering, their voices warm with laughter. A gift between sisters is a blessing, a bond, a sign of love. "Open it," she says, smiling. The younger sister reaches out, fingers grazing the fabric. A sudden gust sweeps through the room. Lantern flames flicker. The warmth shifts, replaced by an unsettling chill. The village elders, seated at the far end, exchange glances. One clears his throat. Another leans in, murmuring a name from long ago. The mother hesitates, then places a hand on her daughter's back. "It is your sister's gift. Do not delay." The wrapping falls away, revealing a wooden bracelet, dark and polished, carved with symbols that seem to breathe under the shifting light. A ripple of murmurs spreads through the gathering. The elder sister's smile stretches, but it does not reach her eyes. The younger sister lifts the bracelet. A sharp breath escapes her lips. It is warm, too warm. A pulse, faint but steady, beats against her palm. "Beautiful," someone whispers. The bracelet slides onto her wrist. A hush falls over the room. A child whimpers, clinging to his mother's side. A dog lowers itself to the ground, ears flat, tail tucked. The griot, ancient and wise, leans forward, voice as low as the wind before a storm. Not all gifts are meant to be worn. The laughter does not return. The night is thick with silence. Sleep should come, but it does not. A rustling. The girl stirs, eyes fluttering open. The air is still, but something moves. A whisper, soft as dry leaves brushing against the earth. She sits up, listening. The sound weaves through the room, slipping between the woven walls, curling under the door. It is neither wind nor insect nor dream. A voice. "You will never be free." Her breath catches. Her fingers fly to the bracelet, tugging, twisting. The wood does not budge. Instead, it tightens, pressing against her skin like unseen fingers, like roots burrowing deep. The carvings shift, rearranging themselves in slow, deliberate motion. A shadow stirs in the doorway. She looks up. Her sister stands there, wrapped in darkness, eyes glinting in the faint candlelight. Their gazes lock, one filled with fear, the other unreadable. The elder sister tilts her head, a quiet chuckle slipping from her lips. Then she turns, disappearing into the night. The whisper comes again. "You will never be free." Praises follow wherever she walks. The elders nod in approval, voices rich with wisdom. The children rush to her side, their laughter filling the air as they grasp her hands. Even the hunters and traders pause in their work, seeking her counsel with respectful bows of their heads. Wisdom and kindness rest upon her shoulders, a mantle worn without effort. The village sees her as a guiding light, a presence both comforting and strong. Once, another walked beside her. Shadows and light, two halves of the same whole. Whispers shared beneath the moon, hands clasped in quiet promises. But time had shifted their paths. Now one stands alone in the sun's warmth, while the other lingers just beyond reach. The elder sister smiles when she must, her laughter measured, her words careful. The village sees her kindness, but they do not see the weight behind her eyes. Nothing in the village is without meaning. Every action, every word, every offering carries the breath of those who came before. A goat sacrificed at dawn is a plea for renewal. A song at dusk is a shield against unseen spirits. A gift, especially one given at a ceremony, is more than a mere object. It is a path, carved by unseen hands, binding giver and receiver in ways yet to be known. Fingers trace the smooth surface of the wooden bracelet. A simple thing, yet it clings to her wrist like something alive. She pulls, twists, prees, but it does not move. The carvings shift beneath her touch, reshaping into symbols unfamiliar, foreign. Beneath the wood, a slow pulse beats in time with her own heart. Or perhaps, in time with something else. The whispers begin as murmurs, spreading through the village like dry leaves caught in the wind. Some claim the bracelet is a blessing, a mark of favor from the ancestors. Others shake their heads, muttering of debts yet unpaid, of unseen hands that grasp too tightly. The griot watches with knowing eyes, his voice low, his words careful. Some bonds are made not by love, but by resentment. The village elder takes her hand, turning the bracelet in the dim light. Silence stretches long before she speaks. A sigh, barely more than a breath, escapes her lips. There are gifts meant to bind, not to bless. Her fingers tighten just slightly, a momentary grip that speaks of urgency. Seek the truth before it is too late. The fire crackles. Shadows shift. The bracelet weighs heavier than before, its grip unyielding. Across the flames, the elder sister watches. Her head tilts slightly, her lips curving into something that is not quite a smile. Her voice is soft, almost swallowed by the night. Does it fit well? She turns before an answer can be given, her steps fading into the dark. Shadows stretch and twist in ways they should not. The flickering of a flame casts shapes that move even when the fire is still. At the edge of her vision, something lingers. A figure, watching, waiting. She whirls around, but there is nothing. Only silence, only emptiness. Morning brings pain. Deep, raw scratches mark her arm, red against her skin. She traces them with trembling fingers, feeling the sting. The bracelet sits heavy on her wrist, its carvings sharper, the edges biting into her flesh. Had they always been so jagged? Had they always felt so alive? She turns to her sister, voice steady, words measured. Why did you give me this? The bracelet tightens, sinking into her skin. A gasp, a jolt of pain up her arm. The sister's smile is slow, deliberate. Why do you fear what is yours? At night, the whispers return, low, insistent, curling around her like creeping vines. You will never be free. She presses her hands to her ears, but the words do not stop. They slide beneath her skin, slither into her bones. She whispers back, leave me. The bracelet hums in response. The village square is alive with voices, but hers cuts through them all. Why did you give this to me? What have you done? The sister blinks, her lips twitch, her breath catches, but only for a moment. You wanted a gift. I gave you one. Her fingers are still, her voice smooth, but her eyes betray her. Footsteps pound against dry earth. She seeks the one who knows the old ways, the one who reads the hidden signs. The healer's hut is thick with the scent of herbs, the weight of secrets. A single glance at the bracelet, and the healer gasps, stepping back as though burned. The healer's voice is hushed, but her words strike like a drumbeat. This is no ordinary binding. This is the bond of betrayal. A sharp inhale, a question forming on trembling lips. What does that mean? The healer traces the carvings with careful fingers. This is not the work of ancestors. It was placed by someone filled with deep resentment. A pause. A look that holds too much knowing. You must find the truth. Only when the one who cursed you confesses will you be free. The bracelet tightens once more, a silent agreement. She stares at it, the weight of understanding pressing into her chest. Her own sister did this, and now she must make her speak the truth. The village hums with life, voices blending like a river's endless flow, but the air is thick, heavy, waiting. The protagonist steps forward, her wrists still bound, her heart hammering against her ribs. She does not waver. Her voice slices through the gathering, sharp as a blade. Tell them, sister. Tell them what you have done. Silence. Heads turn. The elder sister stands among them, shoulders squared, chin high. A slow chuckle escapes her lips, soft, dismissive. You blame me for your troubles? How foolish. Gasps ripple through the crowd. The bracelet tightens, sinking into flesh. Pain flashes across the protagonist's face, but she does not step back. Then remove it, she presses, lifting her arm. If you are innocent, take back your gift. A flicker in the sister's eyes. Guilt, fear, anger. Her hands clench at her sides. Her breath quickens. The weight of waiting presses too hard, too long. And then, you took everything. The words burst from her like a dam breaking. Love, admiration, my place in this family. I only wanted you to feel what it's like to be powerless. A stillness sweeps through the gathering. The wind hushes. Even the birds seem to hold their breath. The bracelet responds. The carvings glow, twisting, shifting, as if feeding on the confession. The protagonist gasps, knees buckling beneath her as fire lances up her arm. The eldest seer steps forward, gaze steady, voice unwavering. A curse spoken in resentment can only be broken by true remorse. The murmurs rise, questions, whispers, a community witnessing judgment. The sister folds her arms, pride a shield against the stares. Why should I? She always had everything. Let her suffer. The bracelet tightens more. The protagonist shudders, breath ragged. Through the crowd, their mother pushes forward, her face streaked with tears. She grips her eldest daughter's hands, fingers trembling. My daughters, is this what we have become? Sisters cursing sisters? Please end this. The sister's shoulders stiffen, but the fire in her eyes dims. Her lips part, but no words come. The mother squeezes tighter. My child, let go of this anger. The sister exhales, a breath that carries years of silence. Her gaze drops, her voice now small, fragile. I didn't mean for this. The wind stirs, the trees whisper, the bracelet hums, a single word, barely more than a breath. I am sorry. A crack, a rush of air. The bracelet splinters, then shatters into dust, carried away by the wind. The protagonist rubs her wrist, the skin bare where the cursed bracelet once clung. The weight is gone, yet something remains, a memory, an imprint, a grip that lingers in the mind if not on the flesh. She flexes her fingers, but the ghost of the binding still presses against her skin, tight and unyielding. Freedom is not always as light as one expects. The village shifts in quiet disapproval. Where once the elder sister walked unnoticed, she now walks alone. Conversations hush as she passes, eyes avert, shoulders turn. Where once she faded into the background, she is now painfully visible, marked not by the bracelet, but by her own deeds. A woman who bound her own blood with a curse is not easily forgiven. She does not beg, does not fight. She simply lowers her head and walks, each step heavier than the last. The protagonist meets her sister's gaze across the village square. No anger burns in her eyes, no victory shines in her stance. There is only silence between them, thick and unspoken. No words come, no forgiveness, no accusation, no promise that things will ever heal. Then she turns away. She will not seek revenge, but she will not look back either. At the edge of the gathering, the healer watches the dust of the curse settle into the earth, her face unreadable. Her voice, when it comes, is soft but firm, woven with something ancient, something knowing. A curse broken leaves a scar, she says. Beware what lingers unseen. The protagonist nods but does not ask what it means. Some knowledge is best left untouched. Some warnings are best carried in silence. That night, the air is still. The fire burns low. The protagonist lies on her mat, breathing in the quiet, the first she has known in many moons. She exhales, lets her eyes drift closed, lets herself sink into sleep, and then, a whisper curls through the air, threading through the night like smoke. Softer now, but still there. You will never be free. Jealousy does not strike like a storm, sudden and fierce. It creeps in like a slow-growing vine, winding itself around the heart, tightening until there is no room for love, only resentment. The elder sister did not always hate, but she envied. She watched from the shadows, counting the smiles meant for another, feeling herself disappear. And so she sought to bind what she could not become. But jealousy is a poison that does not wound just one. It festers, spreading pain in all directions. The protagonist learned that breaking a curse was not the hardest part. The weight of betrayal, the sharpness of loss, the silence where once there was trust, these were heavier than any carved wood. Forgiveness is no simple thing. It cannot be demanded, nor can it be forced. It must grow where the soil allows, and not all ground is willing. The village waited for her to say the words, to absolve the sister with a nod, but she could not. Some things must settle with time, or not at all. The bracelet shattered, yet its presence remained. Though her wrist bore no mark, she still felt its grip. A wound can fade, but it does not always vanish. She could laugh again, move again, breathe without fear. But in quiet moments, when the wind whispered through the trees, she still heard the echo of its curse. Not all chains are made of iron. Not all scars can be seen. The village would move on. They would no longer speak of the cursed bracelet. They would not mention the night when the wind carried a sister's guilt through the air like dust. But the betrayal, would they ever forget? The sister stood among them still, but she was different now. A curse carved in wood can be broken. A curse woven into memory is not so easily undone. The protagonist gazed at the horizon, the sky stretching wide before her. The path ahead was open, free. And yet, a question curled at the edges of her mind, quiet but insistent. Was the curse truly broken, or had it simply changed its form?